and welcome to Superintendent's Corner. I'm Brandon Jackson from BSTN, and joining me is Superintendent Tim Saxon. Hello, and thanks for being here.
Good morning.
So this is the first time you've came back to BSTN since the levy passed. Is there anything you'd like to say to the Boardman community?
That could be a show in itself. It's very humbling. It's just reinforces what we've been talking about since we went down this path, probably around January, that we don't like being in this situation. There are factors beyond our control, but the one thing that all of us can control is the local issue and the local funding. And we want to make the case, be transparent that there are good programs, good quality instructions, and we want to maintain that. It was worth the investment, and the Township of Boardman, our taxpayers, our Spartans responded. So it's I moved back here in '96 because I believe in Boardman, and we're looking at 20-some years later. That message has been reinforced. Boardman needs to take care of Boardman. It is a very, very special community, and I know there's slogans, a great place to call home, but that's not a slogan. I mean, that really is a true meaning of our community.
Thank you. And our final 100-year celebration is going to be at commencement on June 3rd. Can you talk about what we have planned?
Yeah, it seems like we just started the planning stages. I reflect back to almost a year ago. We had the movie on the turf, just a great night. And it seems like that year has gone so fast. But closing ceremonies, and I think it's going to be a special event at commencement, which is an appropriate place to have the closing ceremonies. Right now we have at least 60, as high as maybe 80 and over. Individuals who are going to walk in to represent the different classes. Right now, I think the furthest back, I think we're in the 60s. Hopefully, talk Mr. Selby, who joined us the other day, into being part of that, and he goes back to the class. So I think he's class of 49. So maybe we can even push that further back, just to see Spartans throughout the years walk in and lead our graduates into their final ceremony of their education here at Boardman.
That sounds great. And the Senior Honors Assembly was yesterday. Can you tell me what you feel about the class of 2018?
Well, first of all, let me talk about this, how I feel about the Senior Honors Assembly. I think it is the, bar none, greatest event that we do in 13 years of a childhood. I mean, it is the celebration, taught for many years, and why do we have to learn this? How's this ever going to pay? Well, you watched over $4 million accepted, probably 4 to 5 times of that awarded, but actually accepted, going to be used, over $4 million. Education pays. All right, you see it pays. It's an investment, but that's a very easy way, very apparent way of showing how someone who's dedicated their time in the academics in the classroom pays off. But just to see, and it's not just 1 or 2 students, hundreds of students being recognized. You take a look at our 19 valedictorians, over 100, I think it's about almost 120 kids, 3.5 or over, and that's not because of grade inflation, that's because kids are focusing and they're being put in front of quality instructors and quality programs in doing the job. It's just a great day once again for Boardman education.
And we just recently had the Teachers Appreciation Week. The senior class just had their tradition of naming the Teacher of the Year to Mr. Pat Birch at the Honors Assembly yesterday. So what were your thoughts?
You take a look at the emotion of the person receiving it, and it shows you how much it means. It's tough because you have 90 educators, at least 90 in the high school. They're all phenomenal. To choose one, that's hard. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to at least take one a year and really focus on them and point out what they do special. I think you can see how much it meant to Mr. Birch. Personally, it meant a lot to me because back when I was principal, I hired Mr. Birch, and I saw the seeds of greatness in him, and it's great to see those growing, being fertilized in water and sprouting and impacting our students. Last night at our board meeting, we granted continuing contracts to 11 teachers and 1 district employee. That's a big moment in an educator's career. And if you would have heard the words expressed by their building principals about the impact they do and how unique and special these educators are, it's a good thing.
It's good to hear. Mr. Birch was a teacher of mine who I had a lot of fun with in the classroom. And as we head into summer, can you update us on the bus garage?
Yes, seems like we've been talking about the bus garage for a couple of years now, but sometimes that's how projects go. We've had to make sure that we were, again, being good stewards of the money, so we want to make sure that we are building as we have the funds to do so. So we're very close to getting this done. We won't call it phase 2, we'll call it phase 2. The parking and fueling station is done. The last piece that we need to do is take the current storage building that's there, get it remodeled, get vehicle lifts, exhaust removal systems in, and you can see that was on the board agenda, and get that piece finalized. Aggressively, we could be full go in September. Most likely, wisdom says it'll be October, because there's always something that you can't predict that puts a little delay in it, but we'll say the fall. So we should be rolling in the bus garage with our buses in the fall. The next step then would be to get out of our current property, and you will see us eventually put that up for auction for public sale, which will help offset some of the funds that we used.
And looking into the beginning of next school year, is there anything else you'd like to add?
It's next school year already? Well, I know one thing we're going to have to take away, and that's going to be you, because I don't think you're going to be sitting here. So, no. Who's the next Brandon? Do we got another? Do we got somebody in the wings? Do we got a #1 draft pick? That I mean, that's a big chair to fill. So, you got somebody? Because I'm worried.
So. I hope so.
All right. I hope you've been recruiting. I hope you've been mentoring. Hope you've been training. I'm looking for a great finish to this year. I think that's so important. A lot of times people want to jog across the finish line. That's not how you should finish. You need to sprint through that ribbon, sprint through the race. I want our seniors to do so. I want them to make good choices. I want to be able to shake 318 hands as they go across, none less. So that means they all finish strong. I want people to be safe. We want smiles on parents' faces. And same thing in all the other grade levels. Let's finish strong. Let's have a great finish to the year. Do a little relaxation, a little recreation over summer, recharge, and then come back August ready to go for 2018-19.
Well, thank you for joining us today and throughout the year. It's been a fun year working with you. I'm Brandon Jackson for BSTN. Have a great day.